Armenia launches missile attacks on Azerbaijan's Ganja.
Here's a summary of the article.
Baku. 12 civilians were killed, including 2 children, and more than 40 others injured, after the Armenian army struck Azerbaijan's second-largest city, Ganja, with missile attacks, the General Prosecutors of Azerbaijan said Saturday. Treacherous and cruel missile attack of Armenia against civilians in Ganja is sign of weakness and desperation of Armenia's political military leadership in the face of its defeat on battleground, Hajiev said, adding it is a deliberate and indiscriminate missile attack against civilians. Innocent civilians in the second biggest city of Azerbaijan are under the indiscriminate and targeted missile attack of Armenia, he said earlier. New missile systems have been brought to Armenia. Immediately they started to attack civilians in Azerbaijani cities in treacherous and cruel manner, Hajiev said in a separate tweet. Armenia is killing civilians as a rogue state. It is carrying out brutal massacres. The murderers and their supporters are breaking the law. Attacks against Ganja are crimes against humanity, Omer Selik said on Twitter, noting the attacks and massacres will not go unpunished before adding that Armenia must be convicted in the name of humanity and law. As in Khojaly, Armenia kills women, children, the elderly and civilians indiscriminately. Armenia will pay for these unlawful acts and murders, Ibrahim Kalin wrote on Twitter in reference to the Armenian massacre of 600 Azerbaijani civilians in 1992. Armenia is once again committing a war crime by attacking civilians in Ganja, and demonstrating that Armenia is a terrorist state, Turkey's Justice Minister Abdulhamit Gül said on Twitter.
This post received a score of 24,000, with an upvote ratio of 85%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
If you're reading this, I hope you realize you probably won't get the true story from Reddit. The trolls are out in force spreading misinformation from all sides.
Only thing I need to know is Turkey refuses to admit the Armenian genocide.
One guy explained it well in another comment thread. Azerbaijan and Turkey are the aggressors and they have a combined population of 90 million to Armenia's 3 million. They have superior firepower, and know that NATO forces won't help. They've already committed war crimes and are going for genocide 2.0, unilaterally using the Turkey and Azerbaijan one-nation two-state system. I'm not an expert on this, but I've started doing my reading on the situation since yesterday, and in my modest opinion, Turkey and Azerbaijan can go fuck themselves. And fuck Erdogan, that golem-looking prick.
Where can I read more about this? I'm just asking for your favorite sources personally, please.
Best thing you can do is watch this film, 1 hour 15 minutes and 50 seconds. It covers the history of the conflict from both sides.
Vice News just did a bit on it and went to Nagorno-Karabakh.
Good documentary. Short and concise for someone who isn't familiar with the Armenian-Azerbaijan conflict and history. Thanks for sharing.
Man, I know nothing about this conflict and this thread hasn't helped any. Can anybody point me to some solid sources on this conflict? Edit. I want sources, not more comments. Edit 3. Never in my 6 years of Reddit have I been able to say this, but I've always wanted to. Rip inbox. Edit 4. When I have time, I'll edit again with a list of sources I've been given so nobody has to sift through this comment chain. I won't have time to check the sources first, so be wary of bias when reading. Anthony Bourdain did a decent rundown of the two countries' conflict if you want some historical background. Edit. Episodes up on an Armenian tourism FB page.
I read decent as recent. Immediately got confused on what year I was in.
Same. For those who may somehow still be unaware, Bourdain committed suicide in a hotel room in June of 2018.
I thought treating my body better and gaining financial stability would help my depression, but the following week of his suicide helped me see that sometimes we need outside help. Bourdain will forever be one of my heroes and, even after passing, always gives me something to look up to.
Fuck, this hit me. I'm literally today in the boat of getting a great monetary job, albeit work my ass off, but be well off. Couple nights ago had a strong urge to cut myself. Caught myself and literally sat back in the chair, drunkenly contemplating suicide helpline. This comment? Shit, I've gotta start working out and following healthier aspirations. Thank you. For the remembrance of his tale. Nice username smiley face.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.